thin to win on these. Crusty bits. Hey guys, Chef Matt Jennings here, teaming up with my buddies at Huckberry to bring you some awesome recipes. I know what you're thinking. It's just another tattooed white guy telling me how to cook. Every time you turn on Instagram, there's one of me. However, something a little bit different about these recipes. They're delicious, they're simple, and they come right from your pantry. So we're getting started today with a beautiful version of my New England favorite, red flannel hash. Starting this hash with some really simple ingredients. I've got potato, sweet potato, diced onion, chopped bacon, garlic, of course, fresh thyme, grated raw red beets, and some chives. Now, my first step for this awesome hash is gonna be rendering out this chopped bacon. I'm gonna remove that bacon from the pan, let it drain on some paper towel, and keep all that awesome bacon fat in my pan. One of the reasons a black steel pan or a cast iron pan is awesome for this particular recipe is because it's even flat heating. So you're gonna be caramelizing and crusting all of those potatoes at the same rate, at the same time, to get the desired effect at the end. All right, my potatoes are in. And now my sweet potatoes are in. I'm also gonna add my chopped onion. I'm gonna add a glug of really nice olive oil. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, but the best you can find or the best you can afford. The reason for that is that we're imparting a little bit of flavor here as we go. I'm gonna keep that pan on about a medium heat. That's gonna allow a nice slow caramelization of those potatoes, and I'll kind of toss it as I go to make sure that all parts of all the potatoes are getting caramelized evenly. One thing you want to try and do while you're stirring the potatoes in the pan is not toss them on the floor like I just did. I'm going to grate in a little bit of garlic. So I've got this beautiful piece of equipment here that you should own if you don't already. This is called a microplane, and this grates things really finely. I've got my raw garlic cloves, and I'm just going to grate it on the microplane right into the pan. Now, one of the keys to hash is after you've tossed it a couple times and you've combined your vegetables and your garlic and your glug of olive oil and your bacon fat and everything's kind of doing its thing in there and creating its magic, walk away. Don't touch it. You want it to develop that crust on the bottom of the hash. Super critical. Okay, so that's been about 6, 7, maybe even 8 minutes in that cast iron pan. Nice medium, even heat, caramelizing all my potatoes. Now comes the controversial move. Now in this part of the country, this is a classic dish, and I know that some of you are nodding Camp Beef. Think it tastes like dirt, think it tastes gross, but guess what? You're gonna have to deal on this recipe because these grated beets are what makes it. Now as I stir those grated beets into all this magic, you're gonna notice that everything's gonna turn red, but that's okay, because remember, this is called red flannel hash. Okay, I've added my kosher salt and my fresh ground black pepper. You can see that beautiful caramelization is happening on the bottom. Everything's coming together beautifully, but you know what would really help develop some flavor here is some brown butter. I've got a little bit of fresh thyme, and contrary to popular opinion, you always want to add fresh herbs at the end. That's because they release their beautiful natural oils just at the right moment. It creates a beautiful orchestra. So don't add these until the absolute right moment. Crusty bits. All that crispy bacon that we rendered out earlier, now gonna get folded back into that hash. Look at all this loveliness coming together. You see all the little crispy bits that are in there developing? Oh my gosh, that's what it's about, my friends. So, we're gonna let that do its thing. I'm gonna turn it down to a low heat, and then, whoosh, I'm gonna poach my eggs. Now, if you have never poached eggs before, couple things to know. Large pan or pot, allow those eggs to move around freely in the water and coagulate. Couple glugs or couple splashes of a white vinegar. I'm just gonna kind of create this whirlpool real slow. In goes one. In goes two. Okay, my eggs are finishing up poaching. In fact, I'm gonna just go ahead and turn that water right off. Let them finish off in the water. hash is just kind of chilling out in the pan, not disrupting it too much. I turned it way down low. I'm gonna slice some chives just because I like a little chive to kind of spice things up when I plate, and makes for a nice little garnish, plus adds a beautiful little brightness of that oniony allium flavor. Okay, I'm gonna remove my eggs from my poaching water very delicately, very gently. I'm using a perforated spoon right onto a little bit of paper towel here to drain. My chaverinos. Again, Chef Matt Jennings, it's been awesome cooking with you. What can I say? I've done it again. That's love. Keep cooking, stay inside. I'll see you next time.